Okay, I am going to have to film this video fairly quickly because I only have a small space of time before this pretty light here moves right into my face. So let's crack on. Okay, it's the beginning of a new month as I'm sat here recording this, and so there's a lot of conversation at the moment over how last month went for people, good or bad, sales-wise. And it happens every single month. Some people will have great months and other people's it will just be... And I thought I would share with you some tips, some ideas that you can try if you're having some sluggish sales. And these are things that I have tried successfully over the years. It's kind of like a pick and mix sweet scenario. Literally take what serves you and you can leave the rest. But there might be something in this video that you haven't tried before. And if sales are a bit rubbish at the moment, it could be worth trying. So here you go. But quickly, I must introduce myself. Hello, I am Kim, if you're new here. If you're not, hello again. How you doing? Thank you for coming back for this madness. I have a new mug. I have a new mug. This. If you missed my last video, my husband brought me a new mug because he knows my nonsense and he knows I like seasonal themed mugs. So he found this acorn one. How cool is that? It's the little things, people. Only this mug is pretty big, so there's a lot of coffee that fits in that, and that's just mwah. But yes, like I said, I'm Kim. This is the Coffee and Craft podcast where I digress a lot, and I keep you company while you work or craft, and I talk about all things to do with running a handmade business. And there's such a lot. Okay. So tip number one, look at your analytics. I've said this recently in another video. You want to look for patterns because it might be a slow time of the year for you, not necessarily in line with the traditional slow times of the year. Like, for example, summer's a traditionally slow time of the year for people and Christmas is a traditionally busy time. But you've got to see it through the point of view of your own business, because summer might be a busy time for you, the holidays might be a quiet time for you. It's important to know when your quiet times are and not pay so much attention to other people's. Likewise, when I dove into my analytics a couple of years ago, I noticed that there was a period of time in the year where my international sales would go up. I should probably give some context to that. That was when I was selling festival gear, and it was around the time of the Mardi Gras in the US. And so at that time of year, I knew that my sales were gonna pop off. And that was at a traditionally quiet time of the year and could sometimes be busier for me than the holiday season. So this is why it's important to really dig into your analytics and see if there are any patterns there that could explain why you're getting slow sales, because sometimes it's out of our control. Even the time of the month, people get paid at different times of the month, and if people are at the end of their paycheck, they're not going to have money to spend on things that they don't necessarily need. They're going to be wanting to pay for the things that they need, like food and electricity and mortgage and all the rest of it. Although curtains would be pretty good right now. Let's move on to the next one. Refreshing your product listings. Now, this could look like tweaking your photographs because it's the first thing that your customers see. And I've often said in the past that you need to put it in your photographs, and what I mean by that is you need to put as much information as you can in the photographs, because when I'm thinking about somewhere like Etsy, the description, even when you're looking for it, is kind of hidden. So the more information that you can pack into those pictures, the better, because a lot of customers are just going to flick through them. So if they can get the most important info from them, even better. And you've got 10 photographs and a video, so you've got plenty of space to give them that information. Obviously, with Etsy's recent nonsense about the thumbnail and all the rest of it, perhaps make the thumbnail the showstopper, the thing that stops the scroll, and then put the boring information in the other ones. Because we've all got to bow down to the Etsy gods. I'm joking, we don't, but you get my drift. You could also tweak your descriptions to make sure they're more descriptive. That you can either put more information in to help your customer, or if it's just too packed with text because people are not going to read an essay, perhaps you could adjust it so that just the information that's needed is there. You don't have to pack it with stuff. I have seen some that are borderline novel length, and it's like, dude, just give me the information that I need. I don't need all of the waffle. This is not a blog post for a recipe. Come on. And I would include in this tweaking or reviewing your SEO, like your tags and your keywords and what have you. But I would say this with a caveat. Only do this if you have a listing that is kind of stagnant. If you've got a listing and it's doing well and it's getting plenty of views and engagement and it's making sales, you don't need to touch it. Good SEO is fine. You don't have to go back in and tweak it. So yes, I'm going to include that because it can help, but I do just want to say you don't just want to go blindly changing everything in your listings. Just focus on the ones that are, as I say, stagnant and not doing so well. The ones that are doing okay, don't fix it if it's not broken. There you go. I am really stressing over this light. It looks very pretty, but I could just see it flickering all over my arm and I'm just like, okay, the next one I've put down here is to run a limited time promotion. It felt painful to put this in, but I had to because it can work. The problem because again, I'm coming at this from a handmade business point of view, is that so often our items are undervalued anyway. So the whole idea of offering discounts or coupons or running a sale, it can be quite controversial. Now, obviously, I'm not saying everybody should, but it's just something it's an idea to float to see how you feel about it. If it feels like a hard no, don't do it. This can be one of those things that you leave, but it can help. On Etsy, I have found success offering a discount or a coupon before. Sales, I personally tend to find they don't work for me unless I'm doing it at a time where there's like a massive sale, where people are expecting discounts, even if it's not on Etsy. So for example, I've noticed that what's that thing that Amazon does? Is it Prime Day? There's a thing, there's a campaign that they run where everything is reduced. It's not Black Friday, but it's a thing that they do. I probably should have checked that before I started filming, but you get my gist. I've noticed an uptick in sales around that time, but only if I have an offer at the same time. It's because when there's a massive thing like that like a black, I'm going to use Black Friday just because it's the one we all know. Don't shout at me. Capitalism, bad, I know. But when there's something like that going on, and when people are searching for discounts and good offers, it's almost at the forefront of their brain wherever they're looking online to buy. So that can help drum up some sales if you were to also offer a discount. Obviously though, this is where I have to add another caveat. You have to make sure that you can afford to do that. And you have to make sure that you are making enough, not just to pay for the item that you have made, but postage, even if you're offering free postage, someone's paying for it somewhere. And a discount, you still need to be able to make a profit even after the discount. So don't offer anything, don't take any money off until you have run your numbers and made sure that you can. Because if you're offering a discount and therefore not making any profit, it's not viable. If they don't, your prices probably need reviewing before you start going down that route. It's an option, it's on the table, it's available to us. You don't have to take it up if you don't want to, but it can help. Now this one I was looking forward to including because it's something that I have used with quite a lot of success in the past. Can you tell I'm stressing out by that blimmin' light? Not just adding new products, because that's so easy when you hand make your stuff from scratch, but it's also adding variation. So this could include stuff or slight changes that you make to existing products. This is where I find it really useful. If you offer something where the color can be changed quite easily, then offering variations in color can really help boost sales. You might offer something in a certain colorway that people like the design of, but not necessarily the color. It might not be their aesthetic. So if you offer it in different colors, and this obviously works easier for things like digital products, things that you can change quite easily. Obviously, if you're making something from scratch in certain colors, it's not. But you catch my drift. You can decide yourself whether or not this is applicable to you or not, as the case may be. But there are certain products that you can make or that you can change, and changing the color is quite possibly the easiest way to refresh an existing product. Another way, and this is what I tend to do quite a lot, if you have multiple products in your shop that complement one another, sometimes you can make gift sets. Now I've got one in my mind with my own products, those square shapey things there, they're project bags. So I've got some ideas in my head that I can use the project bags as a kind of, I'm digressing. My point is that this is a particular tip and idea that I'm going to be using myself this Q4 coming up to the holidays. The first time I did it, I was selling accessories, and I had earrings and I had necklaces. And what I did was I just made gift sets and I offered them as gifts. And the gift sets actually sold a lot better than the earrings by themselves or the necklaces by themselves. So this is where you just have to get a bit creative with the items that you have and think about maybe how you can bundle them or put them together as a nice gift set. And the last way that I can think of refreshing listings, which has also definitely helped, but I do find it harder, at least for my medium, to incorporate, is personalization. And when we think of personalization, we often go straight to the sort of adding someone's name to something, but it can look, you're limited by only your imagination. You can personalize something with color, for example. Any way that you can let your customer have a little say, a little input into the item that they're buying, that can add some extra value, and it can be enough to just make them go, that one instead of that one. That one being your competitor and this one being you. I think you got that, but I just wanted to say it. I feel like the light is actually going, not getting worse. Ooh, I can settle in then, can't I? Where are we? Number 6? Number 6. Well, it says number 6 here, so I'm going to go with that. I was very tired when I made these notes yesterday though, so who knows? Engage your audience on social media. This is one of those ideas that I write down with a big frickin' grin on my face, a guilty grin, because I know this works and I'm guilty for not doing it. I'm so bad for this. I'm one of those people who will make something, promote it on social media as you're meant to, and then not. Just completely sort of not mention it anymore, even though it's one of the items that I might have worked really hard on it, I might be so proud of it, but no, I'll just leave it to fend for itself and then wonder sometimes why it stops selling. It's like, you got to remind people that these things exist and you're not bothering people. I see this a lot on social media, and I have to remind you, if you are running a business on social media and people are following you, treat them as adults. They are following a business. So if they feel that they are being sold to, then why are they following a business? You know what I mean? And I don't think, to be fair to viewers, I don't think they often feel that way. Unless they're following maybe an influencer. But to be brutally honest, if you're following an influencer, you're following a business too. I have strong opinions about this. I do understand the feeling of just constantly feeling like you're being sold to, but if you're following businesses, you're gonna get sold to, babes, okay? You can't be like, oh my gosh, they tried to sell something to me. Yes, it's their business. That's what businesses do. I mean, we try. Hence this video. My point, there was one, was you can't just post and ghost. You have to keep telling people about your products. I'm really speaking to myself when I say this. Can I give myself mum face? There you go. That's my mum face to myself. And it is ridiculous because I do find myself going straight to the new product idea. It's like, oh, I'm not making sales. I must make a new product. It's like, do I? Because I have a lot of solid products already in my shop. Why don't I just promote them? This is another one that I'm really bad at. Take advantage of your reviews and testimonials. I am not just bad at this, I am terrible at it. I need to set up reviews on my website. I haven't because it's another job to do, and it's probably one of those really easy jobs. It's probably one of those things that I think is going to take a long time to set up, hence me dragging my heels, and then I'll find that it's just like clicking a button or some nonsense like that. But be it social media, Etsy, your website, YouTube, no matter where you are, if you have a positive comment, a positive review, just a positive email, and you think that you can make a testimonial out of it and you can put it on your website or anywhere, use them. we need to use them better because they build trust, they build credibility. I think another reason why I drag my heels with this is because honestly, I get so bored with how people do it. Not necessarily that they're sharing testimonials and stuff, but it can be quite dull. We just need to be more creative with how we put across our reviews and testimonials and things. I know that on Etsy, reviews are reviews. You can't make them interesting or not. But on places like our social media and our website, we can get creative with it. And if we want to build that trust and credibility, we have to make our reviews and whatnot be a bit more creative with it, make it stand out a little bit more, because if it's just a bog standard repost, it's going to get treated like one. I'm finding this a lot. I know I did a video recently about how selling on the internet was changing, and I really do feel that it's probably our marketing. We're really going to have to get creative and make that stand out, because I'm starting to notice the things that we used to do just aren't working, and I feel like this is one of them. Reviews are important. They are important. We do need to utilize them. I think the way we utilize them has to change. And now I think my battery's going to run out. So here we go again. The pressure is back on. If it's not light, it's the battery. Eey. Now I included this one, even though it's not one that I personally take advantage of myself, but it's a really good one and it can work. So I have to include it. It's working with and doing collaborations with other small business owners and creators. It's a really good way to get your items out there in front of a new audience, providing you can find someone where the collaboration is going to benefit both sides. Because too often I see people reaching out to others, and I've had quite a few offers of collaborations where the benefit is all very one-sided. There has to be something in it for both parties. There has to be something in it for the audience that goes beyond the item. Now, not all creators and makers and small businesses will want to do collaborations. I'm one of them. Not because I have any real strong feelings against it. I just don't have the time, and often I feel like they can be too emotionally draining. I know, I'm such a princess. But that's just my particular flavour of nonsense. Some people absolutely love them, not just for the whole work of the collaboration itself, but just for the connections and the reaching out. And you extroverted people are weird, but this can be another way to just get your work in front of other audiences, or even just get your name in front of other audiences. That can be really, really beneficial. There is an art to it, and I've seen collaborations done well and I've seen them done badly, and I've had people contact me with good collaboration ideas, and I've had people contact me and they just want to use my audience so that they can flog them something, and it's like, would you piss all of the way off? And that's all I'll say on that. This is another reason why I don't do it, because if it's a blanket no, I don't have to spend my time and my energy filtering out the good ones from the bad ones. I just feel like as a society, people are a lot more jaded than they used to be and more suspicious than ever. So if you're going to do a collaboration, make sure that you are being respectful of people's time and that you are offering them value that goes beyond whatever it is that you're trying to sell. And I shall move on. Okay, the last one. Email lists. It's been a while. Haven't banged that drum in a little while. I have a small email list. It's not massive. I don't have enough time to constantly promote my email list, but it is an engaged one. And while I haven't done this in a long time, when sales are on the floor, sometimes linking back to the whole sale thing, I won't want to do a sale. Sorry, I got a message that completely confused me and derailed my train of thought. What was I saying? You won't want to do a sale to everyone. There we go. Try and distract me like I need that. So instead, you can make an offer to your email list and reward them for that, for giving you their email address, which is, as I've spoken about in the past, personal information. And it takes time to fill in a sign-up form, so people who are on your mailing list want to hear from you. Will they want to buy from you? Maybe, maybe not. But this is the thing, people can self-select. We are all adults. And if someone has signed up to your email list to find out more about your products, they know they're going to get sold to. So don't be like, scammy. You're running a business, so run your business. But you do actually have to have an email list, so if you haven't got one or started one yet, now would be a good time. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip to reward you if you've gotten this this far into this nonsense. Stay positive. And if you're going through a slow, sluggish time, use this time to work on your business rather than in it. Slow periods, slow months are normal. And we are going through it at the moment. You don't need me to tell you that the global economy is on its arse. You know this. Your bank balance is probably showing you this. And if it isn't, well, yeah, great, good for you. We're so happy for you. To all of you, I'm going to keep on saying this until I'm blue in the face. If you are a business and you are making any kind of sales at the moment, you're doing better than you realise. It's hard. It's definitely hard. We are having to work a lot harder for a lot less. That sucks. I don't want to jinx it by saying it can't get worse, because if anything that the last few years have taught me is it absolutely can. It can't stay crappy forever. At some point, things have got to start getting better. Things will pass. This will pass. Might pass like a bloody kidney stone, but it will pass. This was meant to be the positive end, so I'm going to end it there. Not least because I have filmed a lot, so editing this video is going to be fun. I hope you've got something valuable from this video. If nothing else, I hope that this waffle has kept you company, maybe made you smile a little bit. And if you are planning to try anything from this video, get in the comments and let me know which one you're going to try first. Also, actually, if you have any ideas to add, please add them in the comments, because people read them and fellow handmade sellers read them, so we can pay it forward and help each other out, because and I will see you next week. Ta-ra!